Layla O'Connell, fundamentalist.
My name's Georgia Brown and my piece is called Mind.
My name is Kimberly Archer and my piece is called Memoirs.
My name's Alexander Gray and my piece is called Chameleon.
Hi, my name is Josephine King and my piece is called Welcome to the Jungle.
My name is Kate Wilson and my piece is called Seen and Not Heard.
I think it was more, I'm quite an observant person, so I thought I'd go down that avenue.
I think what inspired me the most was the new gender equality campaigns like Emma Watson's He for She. I like the topic of feminism and I like finding out new things about it, finding out that it's an underrated subject and that people think we're further than what we are right now in feminism, so I think that inspired me to make my piece the most.
I think the main inspiration for me was at the start of the year in September we was like, oh yeah, solos. Okay, so it's got to be about me. And the first thing with me is like I'm quite intrigued about the brain and the mind. So obviously you have this idea of the brain, the actual brain, and then you have the idea of the mind, which is something completely different. Like something when you ask people what the brain is and what the mind is, they envision two completely different things. And especially even in theatre, you can represent the brain in a completely different way to representing the mind. So I was intrigued to sort of explore that and explore not just the brain and the mind in its physical structural form, but its sort of form with demented people's minds and twisted people's minds and like what is the normality of the mind sort of thing.
I don't really know, it's hard because when you have to do something about yourself, it was really hard for me. So then I just started thinking like, oh, what do I kind of want to be? And I was like, oh, I really want to be confident. So I kind of based my piece on the concept of confidence.
I had the original idea when I was 16. I've always been interested in the genre and to do with like the psychology behind like schizophrenia and serial killing and things like that.
Because I like music and I have a lot of memories linked to music, so I just put the two of them together.
Yes and no, because sometimes I like it when people tell me what to do, but also I've gained a lot of confidence in making my own stuff and kind of like being confident that my ideas are okay.
Definitely, I quite did. Because for me it was, because I had all these ideas and it was just great because I could be like, no one was telling me no. So it was just great for me to just like pitch an idea, for me to go with this idea and then sort of maybe it'll flunk and then it's like right, okay, next idea. And it was just sort of really good, and even like just going out there with all the stuff.
Yeah, like the freedom of being able to do what I want is something that like I haven't had, 'cause I haven't done like performance for that long, so it was quite fun to test that out.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like you could pretty much just do what you want. Like I'm quite indecisive, so I kept changing it a lot of the time. And then I was also directed by F as well. Like she helped me a lot and she directed me a lot, so I like being directed as well. But yeah.
No, not at all.
Yes and no. Yes, because you get to choose your own topic and you get to choose what you want to put in it, which is great. But no, because I'm very indecisive and I think I sort of need someone to tell me, right, we're going to do this now and we're going to do that. Or like, just settle on my ideas. Because I'm so indecisive, I'll throw ideas in there and then change it the next day. Like, I think I needed someone to direct me, so yes and no. That I'm indecisive, and also the tech. I think, especially in my group, we all struggled with tech, so we were all sort of just, while we were in the process, it was more of an exploration of tech while we were doing it, so I think that was definitely like a bit of a weakness with us.
Challenges were the tech, because I'm really not a techie, and also I changed character a lot, so changing costume is actually quite a big difficulty, like doing it in time and stuff.
Because it was your piece, because you can actually see yourself do it, so it's hard to see what the piece will look like and know what response it will get from an audience.
I think the main challenge for me was the timing, and because I had so many ideas, just trying to fit it within a 10-minute period and trying to give it some sort of structure while also making it contemporary. Like, for me personally, I feel like my piece isn't contemporary enough. It's just a simple, narratively structured piece where I go batshit crazy. And I feel like I certainly could have included more things, and I could have gone along more lines in order to make it more contemporary, make it more of a performance theatre production rather than a acting piece where it's like, oh, this is a bit about the brain.
I think it was getting the initial idea and then thinking about how I could implicate that into a performance itself. So yeah.
I don't know. I think like getting it going, like, because obviously you don't get given a genre at all or anything, so you just have to do it like off your own back. You have to think of an original idea, and then just, I think you have to be like confident with it. Yeah.
Going out to box after.
For me, I think I'm looking forward to the reaction of the audience, because my piece is heavily audience based. It's got certain things that happen with the audience. I think it'll be really funny to just see the audience's reaction and also see the audience's take on it at the end. So exactly what they took from the lecture, as it is called, and how they perceived the end result of the difference between the brain and the mind, and how they link together to make you.
Let's see how people react to it, because I've never been that confident with it, but I'm doing it tomorrow now, so I don't know. Yeah, looking forward to doing it and just seeing how it goes, really. Like, 'cause it's different every time, so every time I rehearse it's always different, so I guess I'll see how I change it when there's an audience in front of me.
I'm looking forward to maybe an audience reaction. I really wanted to make a piece that was enjoyable for the audience as well. I don't just want to lecture the audience on feminism and them to be really bored. I want them to enjoy it as well, so I'm looking forward to hearing what people think.
I'm looking forward to the last scene because I've got Shanna and Katie in it with me, and I just think it's going to be really fun. I'm also looking forward to the whole of it, really, because it's just the piece is just kind of a really fun piece. I really enjoy doing it. There's not a bit in there where I don't enjoy it.
When it's over, how the performance is actually going to go.
The tech, obviously. I've got a good group who's helping me out, but yeah, I'm very worried about the tech. I'm very worried that I'll be unprepared with the tech timings, but hopefully it should be okay.
Messing up my lines, probably. Yeah, I'll just probably end up going around in circles with them, but it'll be alright.
The audience's reaction, to be honest, because I think because it's my work that I want to see how they'll react, and hopefully it's not a bad one. So yeah.
I'm most worried about the tech going wrong, and if I don't get changed in time, like costume wise. I've already said that.
Going over with the time. I'm fine with tech. I'm fine with things going a bit botched up, because actually if it goes botched up I can make it work, because with how it's going there's certain things that are supposed to go botched up, so I'm completely fine with that. But the time wise, like making it that 10 minutes. I'm afraid that with all the bits that I'm doing, especially with like how complicated the brain is and testing each little bit of the brain to its vocabulary and making it so that each bit of the brain is shown, each bit of the brain is tested, each bit of the brain is sort of explained, and it's just fitting it within that 10 minutes. I feel like I'm going to go like 15 minutes over and there's going to be at the end like, yep, take away 10 marks because you're 4 minutes over the deadline.
Yeah, I do. I think, like, I end up writing way more script than necessary, so I reckon it could be like maybe like twice the length as it is at the moment. I've had to like shorten a lot of it and take a lot of it out, so I'll probably put in a bit more movement and stuff. But yeah.
I don't know, I think like for me I've constantly been sort of thinking and improving about it, because as soon as they said in September, oh yeah, we'll be doing a solo piece, like I've been thinking about it. So I've been thinking, oh yeah, I could do this, or oh yeah, I could do that, and then I've sort of always thought, oh yeah, no, that's like, oh yeah, no, that's like, and especially with the brain and the mind, the one thing I always thought was, I want to do this, but is it too cliche? I want to do this, but is it too cliche? And then people would suggest things to me, and I'm like, no, it's too cliche. For example, one idea I did consider was at the very end having a different like lighting effect, but it was just, for me, I felt it was just too cliche. It's too cliche that if something in here is going wrong, something out there has to be going wrong in order to show it. So I wanted it to be quite simplistic, and I think if anything I'd probably just try and improve upon like the simplism of the settings and the lighting, and maybe even the simplicity of the lecture as it is.
I'd like to work with someone so it's more of a duologue than a monologue kind of piece.
I think I'd maybe look into like imitation a lot more. So how to embody things and do things properly. Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything. I'd probably add loads more into it. I'd add like loads more characters in, because I change character I have 4 different characters in there, and I'd want to have like so many more and make it quicker and be able to learn how to change quicker than what I am now, because it takes me like about a minute to get changed into this dress for one of the scenes. So yeah.
Yeah. Because my topic is feminism, I would have liked to include the male sort of side of it, but because we've only got, like, I did look at that and I did look at putting that in, but because we've only got 10 minutes, I just thought I'd focus more so on the female. I'm not exactly like saying like it's all female, it's definitely female based, but I would have liked to show more about how males could be affected by it as well.